What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hoda Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got my man SD in the building with me tonight. What's going on, bro?
Nothing, man. Just excited about this episode. Ready to see how this is going to play out tonight. It's our first time back in a couple weeks, but I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hoda Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on thecore94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Provide and Protect. And we're going to be having a real introspective conversation about fatherhood and parenthood in regards to leadership and providing and protecting your family. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to start the podcast off discussing stuff that we've seen trending or on our timelines. So we got a couple interesting videos that I wanted to discuss. This first video, I'm not sure what podcast it was from, but it was a guy talking about how men are shamed for doing normal, regular things in today's society. Let's take a look.
Men are being shamed all day, every day for going to the Cheesecake Factory.
That's true.
I met you. I think you're beautiful. I want to get to know you better. You have a kid. You know what? I want to take you out for Mother's Day and takes you to Cheesecake Factory. It's all over Instagram. I'm better than that. I'm bigger than that. Don't do me like that. And then you look down at her shoes, they ran over. You look at her weave, it's bent and to the left. He can't take you to Cheesecake Factory. I do not think that a guy could come home with a handwritten card, pick you up, drive you to the park, put a blanket out, and have some turkey sandwiches and some wine, and
I think that's freaking
and you would
cute.
be set. It would be cute, but you would be like, "Where's the rest?" And I think the average woman would be like, "Get on Instagram, get on TikTok, and shame him."
Sad but true, man. I call that clout chasing. People that gotta, try to embarrass people and try to do stuff just to, get a viral moment or whatnot. But the ungratefulness and the entitlement that a lot of women have these days, he's right. So, it's already hard enough for guys to get the courage to approach women and do the things that it takes to actually have success with dating. But in today's day and age, man, I can see why guys are skeptical about it.
Yeah, man, she couldn't even deny it. Now, one thing she said in the moment was, "Oh no, I think that's cute." But then when he said, "You're gonna be like, where the rest?" She
Where's the
laughed
rest?
and she giggled. Yeah, because she knows good and well that if a guy pick her up and go take her to the park and lay out some sandwiches, she probably gonna call him corny in the group chat. He lame, he this, he that. Like, so the dude is 100% right with a lot of women. Will it be some women that would appreciate that? Absolutely, there are some women that would appreciate that. But in today's dating climate, those women are few and far between that will appreciate something like that from a man. Like he said, the men can't even take some of these chicks to the Cheesecake Factory. That's too low budget.
Yeah.
They don't want to go get ice cream. They don't want to
They
go
put a
get
price
coffee.
tag on stuff.
Well, yeah, it don't, I think it's more for the aesthetic and social media. So they can go
And brag
so they can go show off. Yeah, like look where he took me. They can take pictures of their food and all that type of stuff. And that's why a lot of men are becoming smart and hip to the game. Because a lot of women are doing this, getting these guys to take them out and all these here things, and then going to smash the dude that ain't doing nothing for them.
Yeah, they taking pictures of the plate, taking pictures of the restaurant, taking pictures of all this stuff. Yeah. You're right. It's like I said, to me, that's clout chasing. Because the reality is a quality date can happen anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, because the whole purpose of the date is for you to have one-on-one time with somebody that you have a romantic interest in. And that can be at a park, that could be sitting poolside at a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are plenty of different places where you can have a great conversation with someone. And normally a great conversation where there's sexual attraction in the air, that usually gets us, man, you hungry? Let's go here. Let's go
Grab
grab
something to
some
eat.
drink.
Yeah.
Let's go do this. Let's continue our togetherness. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at least that's how the smart men play it. You get a one-on-one time with a woman. Why would you cut the date short? You know what I'm saying? Unless you had something
If
like
y'all
really
vibing.
yeah, like why would you? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That defeats
Most
the
dudes
whole
ain't gonna do
purpose of buying drinks and approaching women and all that. Is you want the one-on-one time, because that's how you get to smash. So I don't, like I said, I've been out the game so long, but man, I see the commentary when one of these pages, post the ungrateful chicks. Like, it's chicks that frown up what a guy buying them a Honda Accord or something like that. Like, what? Like, how are you mad about somebody doing something significant for you?
It ain't enough.
Don't make sense.
It ain't enough, man. So, a lot of guys are just stepping back because the women put them on Front Street. The women, they ain't thinking about it like you explained it. Like, oh man, we go do something like a walk in the park, or go get some ice cream, or go get some coffee, which a lot of dudes want to do now, to see if they actually like the chick.
Vibe, yeah. You might not look nothing like you look when I met you. You know what I'm saying?
Or not even like I met you. Like, most of these people meeting on social media. And what do women use on social media more than anything in life? Most women use filters. They hair ain't there. The makeup, the eyelashes, the waist trainer, the push-up bra, everything is an illusion. So now the guy wants to go and say, hey, let's meet up for coffee so we can like actually talk face to face, vibe.
That's fair.
And then, I mean, yeah, but the women don't care about fair. They don't care about fair. They care.
Right.
I ain't gonna say the women like it's every woman. Of course, we know that it's not every woman, but a lot of women don't care about fair. They care about an advantage. They care about the show or what he can do for them while going out for a date, because they'll call a date like that, going to get some coffee, some hot chocolate, a donut, or some ice cream. They'll call that low effort. Low effort because you didn't spend the money that they feel like you should have spent on them, no matter what they look like. I had a conversation with a young lady on my page. 3 kids by 3 men, and she's average at best. At the very best, she's a 5. And she's like, no, a dude, I'm not going on no coffee. I ain't going on here. He got to take me to here. And then he better bring me some type of gift to the date, flowers or something. And I'm like, you can't be serious. No wonder you can't find the man that you want. You got 3 kids. But like, no matter what their circumstance is, they feel like they deserve all of this stuff from a man to say, oh, he's so semi-serious about me or something like that. So it's ridiculous, dude. It really is.
Yeah,
be glad you ain't out here.
They act like these guys don't have choices and options as well, right? Because any guy that can afford to take you on an expensive date or a lavish date or live the type of lifestyle that most women can see themselves being a part of, he's going to have his choice on who he spends his time and energy and money on. And so the standards and the criteria, the big old question, what do you bring to the table? A lot of it is only baggage. You know what I mean? Like, there will be no logical reason for a man to commit to a lot of women long term, because there's no real benefit for him that he can't get on being a bachelor. And that's why you see, guys, I've always said that most guys view marriage as optional. If they meet a woman that meets their standards and has the right mindset, they're open to it. But they not going celibate and cutting off chicks if they don't find a wife in the next 16 months. You know what I mean? Like, guys are not taking that type of extreme stance on it because they good being bachelors.
Yeah. A lot of time what women don't understand is that when, depending on their situation, if they have a situation like Shorty, 3 kids, 3 baby daddies,
come on,
average looking at best, most of the men that's gonna jump into her life to do all these things she wants, take her on these lavish dates, bring her a gift on the dates that he want to take her off of, like they either gonna be guys that she really don't like, or they gonna be guys that just got the money to spend that just want to smash. 99% of the time, them the two groups of guys that you're gonna have: the ultra lame guys that you really never liked anyway, or the guy that's just trying to hit. Like, that's what you've been getting. And this is what I explained to her. Like, wait a minute.
She's gonna stay single.
3 men. Yeah, like you got 3 kids by 3 men. What they do? Take you to Ruth Chris, so you gave him a kid? That don't make no sense. So now you got all these here requirements, and don't nobody want to meet them for you, and you got a problem with that. So
yeah, but see, all that do, men actually like women like that, right? When you come straight up front and you come with your list of rules and what a man got to do, for most guys, that you are eliminating yourself from the process, because guys, the guys that women actually like, that have decent jobs and make it 6-figure or whatever the case may be, live decent lifestyles, their biggest issue is trying to be faithful to one woman. So they're never in a position where it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to get time, attention, and pussy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's never this crisis that the time is running out on them being able to enjoy the companionship of women. So go ahead and continue to eliminate yourself from contention with your list of criteria for men to even have the opportunity to date you.
Don't bother the men with options. It don't bother them at all.
Right.
Not even a little bit. So,
all right, man, let's keep these rolling. Now, this next video I came across was a woman who broke down a list of things for you to be able to tell when a woman is strictly a liability to your life. Let's take a look.
Here are 11 signs that she's a liability, not an asset. Pay attention. Let's get into it. Number 1, she's highly attention seeking and is constantly in need of validation and approval from others. Number 2, does not take accountability for her actions. Number 3, difficulty managing her emotions in a healthy way. She becomes wildly disrespectful when she's upset. It feels like you have to walk on eggshells to communicate with her. Number 4, materialistic. Number 5, does not respect boundaries. Number 6, poor character, lacks integrity. Number 7, needy and extremely jealous. Number 8, insecure, constantly tearing down other women because she's threatened and feels that she's in competition with everyone. Number 9, controlling. Number 10, does not maintain a certain level of privacy, the type to let the world know when y'all are at odds. Number 11, selfish and unwilling to compromise. Thinks relationships are only about her getting her needs met and no one else.
Man, it's hard to come up with something to really add to the list. I think she touched on a lot of the major talking points. But these are things that a guy should this is what you should be figuring out when you chatting with a woman, when you entertaining her, when you get her, when you actually can have conversations with her. You should be discussing things in the real world or scenarios to see her thought process, see what her goals are, what is her level of effort to achieve her goals. You know what I mean? Like, does she have any discipline? Is she willing to do things she don't necessarily want to do for long-term betterment? Like, those are the type of things that smart men pay attention to. And they can do that while they having fun. They can do that at the bowling alley. Like, you could be having a blast, but still having a serious conversation with a woman. So guys, y'all need to get back to that, because that's how you can tell whether a woman's worth dating seriously or not.
Yeah, so really mine, it adds into one that she said, where she said she only wants her needs met, right? And this here is something that we hear out here, and I've had conversations with women, right? When this 50-50 thing comes up. And it's something that I look for in women. And I tell men and I tell these women, I will not date you if you aren't willing to go 50-50. Because the mindset is what I'm looking for, right? I was talking to a young lady on my live again, and the young lady said, you know what? I may go 30, but that's for a limited time. I can't really get with that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and mind you, she was a baby mama. And she's like, I can't really get with that. And I'm like, yeah, but what if he gets in some type of accident and y'all married and he can't provide 100% and now he need to cut back and do 50 because she said she makes really nice money. And I'm like, but he needs you to pay 50. She said, for how long? And I'm like, what you mean how long? That's what he needs. She's like, I can't do that. You know what that means? That means that she's going to leave. Eventually she's going to leave. So it's the mindset of a woman who will not go 50-50 with a man. Do I want to go 50-50 with a woman? No, but I'll only pay all the bills for a woman that don't mind going 50-50, because that woman is there for the household.
Like a woman that has, like you said, got a career. How can you not be willing to contribute to your own household, man? What is more important than that?
This is what I'm saying, Terry. You know what's more important than that? Exactly what she mentioned in the video. Her needs, which is her, all the bills paid for her, and she gets to keep her money still. Because those type of women are the type of women that say, his money is our money, my money is my money. So it's all about her. So those women to me are liabilities that I do not want to be with. Again, I do not want to go 50-50 with no woman. I personally don't believe in it. I don't need it, but I'll only pay 100% for a woman that don't mind doing it, because I know that if something happens to where now I'm hurt, I'm not making the money that I make, now I can only pay 50%. I know she ain't gonna walk away from me because of that. The women that's just there for the for you to pay the bills, they not there for love. They are there for lifestyle. And when that lifestyle can't be met anymore, those women are gone. That's just the way that it is. It reminds me of a stat. 80% of professional athletes' wives file for divorce 5 years after retirement. The lifestyle ain't there anymore. We had a famous Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife just said, I never loved him. I loved the lifestyle. And guess what? When a woman figures I can have the lifestyle, I can still get the money and be gone, they gonna take it and bounce, because they wasn't there for you anyway. They was only there for the lifestyle. So I don't want to be with a woman that's materialistic. That's another thing. Because they not materialistic with they trying to get you to buy them something. Them be the women that want you to go take them shopping and all that.
Well, from what I've seen these past couple of years through the social media era, a lot of women have been able to take their access to a celebrity guy or a guy with a lot of money in that lifestyle and create their own brand around it. They get the BBL, they got the body, they get the attention, and now they got a successful lash business or something related to beauty and women, because that's ideally who they audience turns out to be. Mm-hmm. There have been women like that have become a name where it's not necessarily the type of women that guys are like, I want to marry her or whatnot, but they have a very high level of attractiveness and sexual desire. If you want that to be your life and your career, go for it. But it's not, I can assure you, it's not as fulfilling as it is portrayed to be. Because this desire for the lifestyle, my wife, she watches this HID channel, or it's like crime murder channel, right? Mm-hmm. And there are always these stories of these women that meet the rich guy in town, and sweep him off his feet. They fall in love, they get married, and then all of a sudden, the woman is spending all this money or accumulating all this debt behind his back. And then by the time he discovers it, it's too late. Or she plots to kill him, or to get the insurance money, or some like extreme reaction to them fumbling a situation where they had all the bills paid, they were living a comfortable lifestyle, but like she said, that greed mentality where you're not satisfied or appreciative of what you've been given. That's why I'm thankful that my wife, we met in college where neither one of us had nothing, and very early on I saw that she was a grinder. You know what I'm saying? Like she was willing to pay her own bills. She was willing to do what she had to do to make her own money. like that was impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's one of the things that, you know, attracted me to her, is because she wasn't materialistic. She didn't, you know, I'm not material. We like nice stuff. Don't get me wrong,
Of course.
but it's not, it doesn't define me. It's not the brand shoes that I got on. Like, man, I can go to the airport and not even care what I got on. You know what I mean? Like, some people can't be seen without having on the freshest or the newest. Me or my wife are not like that. So it makes it easier for us to appreciate what we have.
Yeah, man, that's a good thing, you know. But nowadays, like, you know, a lot of women miss that boat where they got with a dude young when they didn't have nothing and didn't build. So now the women want to come in when he's already built. He's already at the top of the top. And then they want to piggyback off of that and reap the benefits of that, with giving as little
Without
as
shooting in the
possible in
gym.
the process. Yeah, which is cool, but at the same time, you know, you can't come in here with that greedy mindset and it's all about me, 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 me. That's why I talk to women, I listen to them, and if it's too many eyes, I want to do this for me. I want to do that. I don't want to be bothered. And then another one she mentioned was attention seeking. All on social media. Your body, you doing everything on social media. You posting everything on social media with your body and trying to show out and all that, just to show yourself to men. Like a woman like that, she's a liability, because a lot of times when women are doing that, when they posting their bodies and all this here, and they got a selfie up every day and all this here, they turned around from the back and all this here, man, they still checking the temperature of the room to see who they can attract.
So,
And if they
yeah, they got a
attract,
blue check mark.
yep, if they can attract the dude that's quote unquote better than you, of higher status than you out the door, bro. You are out the door, because the attention seeking women don't do that for nothing. They ain't doing it for nothing. So
They might claim that they do it for themselves, but we
ain't
know,
no way. Yeah, it's like this chick told me the other yesterday. She was mad. She was mad at my comment. She said, I don't post nothing for no dudes. I post it for myself. I'm like, lady, you know what your titties look like? You know what your body look like? You ain't posting that on social media for yourself. Yeah, you see it every day. But you want me to believe that? Come on now, cut this out. So, man, you got to pay attention to these here red flags. And the only way to really know these here things is really to have been out here like that. You know what I'm saying? In the world of dating.
And you can't put women on a pedestal. You know, like the guys that are just overwhelmed by beauty and get, you know, they can't believe how attractive you are, and like, man, you got to get past that, man. There are a lot of things average and okay women can do to make themselves look beautiful. You know what I mean? Like so you have to, you know, it was never an issue for me because I've always been able to have context on beauty, but a lot of guys don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in the BBL era, like a lot of this beauty ain't even real. You know, it's purchased. So that, you know, that's a topic for another day. But guys, you have to be able to see through the potential drama and the mindsets that are not conducive to a long-term relationship.
Yeah, like you said, you can't be overly into her, like nutting on yourself like Blank Man was when he got hugged from Robin Givens. Like, you can't be that much into shorty, yo. She gonna run all over you, bro.
All right, man. Looking like we are up against the clock, man. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be getting into tonight's topic, Provide and Protect, where we're talking about fatherhood and parental instincts when it comes to providing and protecting for your children and your family. You guys are tuning into the Ho to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a moment. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read, or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ho to Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Provide and Protect. And I wanted to have a conversation about fatherhood and what it means to actually provide and protect for a family. For those of you that may not know, I posted it on social media, but a couple of weeks ago, I had a house fire. And so I had experienced some emotions and some thoughts that I never really came in encounter with, which is what made me come up with the topic for the episode. But when I had the house fire, it was a minor fire, but it didn't appear that way when I discovered it. I had went to McDonald's to get some breakfast, and when I came home, I'm an insurance adjuster. I deal with fires and all that, so I get out of my car and I hear some sirens and I smell smoke. So I'm like, oh shit, somebody's house is on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm looking around trying to figure out whose house it is. And as I'm looking around, I start hearing the beep, like beep, beep. So I'm like, man, it gotta be one of my neighbors. I hear that damn smoke alarm. So I couldn't see no house. So I walk in the house. I'm walking the garage, And once I open the door to the house, that's when all the smoke came out and the sound of the smoke detector was loud. So I immediately went into a panic mode because my daughter was sleeping upstairs. And so I instantly ran out the garage. I ran to our front door. We have a keypad lock, so I hit the code to open a lock. And when I say it was pitch black, like in my brain, I thought the fire was going through the roof of my house. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much smoke it was. And so I'm literally running into a burning house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm going in there and I'm yelling my daughter's name. And so she doesn't respond the first time. So I'm starting to go up the stairs, she comes out of her bedroom and I'm able to get her out the house safely. And so it didn't really hit me until about, the fire department's coming, they're putting the fire out. I got her, she put her in my car, and then I just broke down crying in the driveway because all the what ifs kicked in, Houston had just had a tornado the week before. And so the days prior, the couple of times I had went to get breakfast before that, I was in the drive through 35 minutes because some big people were still out without power and stuff. But that day, it was 10 minutes and I was back home. What if I had been gone 30 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I hadn't got there, in time? But I travel a lot, so I have a lot of time to think. And I was just thinking about, putting my life on the line or risking my life for another person. And the only people that I can consciously think of that I would do it without hesitation are my wife and daughter. But I've never been tested on it. You know what I mean? Like you say that you have conversations about that kind of stuff, but most people never really get their card called. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so the I know the damage fires do, and my willingness to run inside of a house that I know is on fire, not knowing the magnitude of the fire, that was parental instinct.
Didn't even think about it.
I didn't even have time to think about it. You know what I mean? Yep. Like I did think if she don't respond this next time I call her name, dude, you have to go all the way upstairs and get her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was very aware that could be a decision that cost me my life. And so it was just, it was a really overwhelming kind of experience. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever had a situation where you've been in crisis mode in regards to your kids?
No, I ain't never been in that. And I hope I never be in no situation like that. But, so I can't really speak to it to that level that you speaking to it on. But I'm always in that mode with my kids. When I'm with them, especially my smaller boy, being 11 and just going to the bathrooms and stuff on his own and all of that. I still go with him and just things like that. But as far as a life and death situation or close to it or potential, no, I've never been there, and I hope I never get to that. But I'm glad that you got home in time, because your daughter was probably oblivious to it. You know what I'm saying? What was going on? Headphones on. You know how the kids be, man.
Yeah.
Headphones, chilling, whatever. So it's a good thing you got there, and then you just didn't think about it. Sometimes it's instinct, like you said. It's instinct. It's just something that kicks in, man, that hey, my kid is there, or my wife is there, or something like that, to where you got to do something. And you don't really have time to think about it. I remember at work when something happened where I almost got killed at work with something. I could have. I'll put it like that. And something could have blew up in my face as a high voltage electrician. It could have blew up in my face. I wasn't prepared for it because it was supposed to be off, but we were on the wrong thing. And it happened to be live with like 10,000 volts or something like that. And so I went through some extra checks and I caught it. Well, it didn't really hit me then, right? We stopped and put everything back together, covers and all that stuff. So it didn't hit me then. But later that night, when I closed my eyes to go to sleep, I had this thing where I just imagined it blowing up on me, and I couldn't sleep for like 3 days. Yeah, I couldn't sleep for like 3 days because of that. So I can understand what you're saying when you say, man, once I got outside and I'm just in the driveway or whatever, I started crying, because now you're starting to process the actual situation and the severity of it and what could have potentially happened in that situation. So, hey, man, big ups to you for that. But then I got to take a couple points away from you for going to get McDonald's. Come on, bro. What you doing?
Yeah.
Get McDonald's out of here, man.
Yeah, man, it's really weird because I feel really blessed and lucky. I try to show appreciation and thanks for the blessings in my life all the time. But a couple of years ago, me and my wife had a near death or potentially deadly situation. We had went parasailing in South Padre Island, Texas. That's like right by the Gulf of Mexico in the ocean. And it was like a cloudy day, but we were down there with some friends, so we were going parasailing, and we were like, man, it ain't raining, we can still go, whatever. So we go parasailing, and me and my wife go first. We're up there, my wife hated it, she was throwing up there, and so it was a bad experience even before the drama. So they're reeling us in with the cable, the electronic little reels, reeling us in. And as we get to the boat, they're, we're literally right here at the boat. They're, talking to us. A loud pop. We hear a loud pop, and then we get yanked backwards like a Tom Cruise stunt or something. You know what I mean? Like the wind hit the parachute, and we didn't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But the way the guys on the boat reacted, I knew it was dangerous, because they immediately got in the boat and start going full speed ahead, but they're getting further and further away. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going really fast. And so my back, we're like in this little harness thing, and I weigh more than her. So my weight is causing her to, like, all the water to cause her to not be able to, like, really breathe. Like, so she's choking and she can't breathe. So she, like, pulls herself up and turns around kind of to where she can breathe, and now she can see where we're going. And she's like, babe, there are some bridges up in front of us. So that's when I realize it's a deadly situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there are bridges, like car overpasses, that if we get lifted out the water and we slam into the brick, we could die from that. Or if we go above the brick, we're going to go out into the ocean. And so fortunately for us, we were going, and the parachute got tangled up in the bridge, and so it allowed the boat to catch up with us, and they were able to catch us and whatnot. But man, like that really, we changed how we move and operate as parents. Like we could have both died at once trying to do some fun shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in that situation, there was nothing we could do.
Helpless.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you were helpless. You couldn't move. We couldn't do anything, and we were in there together. So that's different than actually having to make a decision to go in after somebody. That's one of the scariest things that I can ever remember in my life. And then just the how it happened, like, after I yelled her name the first time, man, it felt like a minute or two went by. You feel that? Like, and it was literally only 2 seconds, because I'm moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm already in my brain, like, all right, I'm gonna crawl up the stairs. I'm gonna take my deep breath. I'm gonna crawl up the stairs, and you know what I'm saying, and go that way.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Let me ask you a question. If your wife had came upon that at that particular time, do you think she would have instinctively acted like the same way or panicked?
Absolutely. I think
she would act the same way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because typically when you talk about handling crisis and emergency situations, it's kind of regulated to the man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, if the man is around. If the man is around, if not, then the mom, she'll do the same thing because her motherly instincts will kick in, right? But if the man is around, it's kind of regulated to the man. So his ability, and women love this about men, his ability to stay calm, process things, and handle adversity is one of the main reasons that women want to be led by a man, so that he can handle adversity, handle issues, handle trouble, to where she doesn't have to do it, because really it's not her job within a relationship a lot of times if the man is around in the vicinity. You know what I'm saying? It's really that man's job to protect the family. You know what I mean? And handle those adversities and different things like that. So as a man, how much do you think that much weight should be placed on the man to handle adversity and issues like that within a relationship? Or do you think that it's unfair almost?
I don't think it's unfair. It's nature's like that. You know what I mean? Like the man, the father dog is going to fight to protect the mother and the children. So it's instinctive. I don't really know. I don't see how a guy could be in a serious relationship with the woman or have kids where he doesn't feel like that about them. You know what I mean? Like, to where, jumping in front of a car to stop your kid, it ain't something I would think about. Jumping in front of a bullet or running towards it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could see somebody, if I'm with my wife and daughter and there's a gunman that becomes there, I'm willing to be the decoy. I'm willing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to
shield.
Or I'm gonna have to be the aggressor. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if it's normal to think about stuff like that. From where, I'm from Kansas City, with a lot of gun violence. So I've always thought about, like, every house that I've lived in, shooting angles, and just kind of
you process different things.
Security related stuff, ex-military, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you think about those type of things. But I'm in the house with two females as well. You know what I mean? Like, so in a poodle. So my dog ain't protection.
Poodle. Better get a bull mastiff around there or something.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a really weird thing. And like I said, our fire was lit. The fire was damage was limited to the laundry room. There's smoke throughout the house, so our clothes and everything is still good. We everything's dirty and got to get washed and all that, but it could have been way, way, way worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel really lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
But it's just so, and I you know how they talk about how your thoughts manifest stuff. Well, with my job and me going to inspect all these fires that have burned down, houses that have burned down, talking to these experts about how fires happen, man, I'm paranoid as hell about fire now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it can literally happen from anything that's in your house plugged in any surge, man, it's crazy.
You know what? I always, when I go to my parents' house, my mom unplugs everything. I'm talking about toasters, blenders, phone chargers. When they leave the house, she unplugs it. If ain't nobody upstairs, she go up there and unplug everything. She like, no, I don't like that stuff plugged up. Yeah, and I never really thought about it until them things that they ride on start catching fire. You know, that the kids rode on. Yeah, them things there. That's when I really thought about it. But so I guess it was something that was plugged in and started to us. But you know what I always think about when I'm with a woman? I always think about when I'm walking with her, it's something that used to be a gentleman thing to do, is the man walk on the street side. Why? Yeah. Why? In case a car hop the curb, whatever it is, I can push her out of the way. I do that with my kids. I do that with a woman if I'm dating. Like, it's just a thing. But women don't never think about that type of stuff. I want to see the door when we go in because, you know, I'm a weapon carrier. So I like to see the door. This is stuff that men do instinctually just because of the protect mode that we are all, or that a man should be in when he has a wife, kids, or some woman that he's interested in to some degree, where he should be protect her. It don't even have to be like that. It could be something as small as dropping her off after a date and watching her walking the door. Yeah, or walking her to her door, or watching her pull off when you drop her off to her car. It's still a level of protection that a man should have over a woman or children or somebody that he loves like that. So it's just part of the job of being a man. If you don't like it, you know, don't ask to be with a woman.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I always think it's a good idea for you to judge how people react to others in general. Like me, one of the things that me and my wife have in common, we givers. We care about other people. We want to see other people prosper, all those type of things. And when you actually care about other people in general, it shows up instinctively. Like, for example, a situation that I can think of recently, I was at the park bar house with our nephew playing with him. And a neighbor and her child pulled up with a girl. The little baby was running to the park full speed ahead, and I'm immediately whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting in position to catch her or whatnot. And so whenever I'm around little kids, I'm in protection mode. You know what I'm saying? Whether you my kid or not,
daddy.
But I don't think. But even before and it's danger. Like I know everybody can't be like that. But I don't know what made me like that. You know, maybe it was having siblings or whatnot, but I think about that kind of stuff. Whenever there are kids around, we at the pool, you know, I got a pool now, so I'm super cognizant of, you know, falling in the pool or people getting hurt and things of that nature. But you can tell just through the dating process how people handle situations like that. Did he play with your nephew when your nephew came up to him and climbed on him? You know what I'm saying? Or did he like get this dude off my
clothes? Him away. Get this little bastard out of here.
Yeah, like so those type of vibes, how a guy handles, you know, how a man or a woman reacts to your family members and children and those type of things. Those are important cues or things to learn about somebody, in my opinion. Because I think it's a reflection of their potential parent.
Yeah. 100%, man. I agree with you 100%. So do you think a man that isn't willing to put himself in harm's way for his family can truly be respected by them, especially his woman, more than the kids. But his woman, do you think that's possible?
Nah, man. I think I've heard of situations where a dude, you know, a situation happened and he ran. He ran off without left the wife and the daughter by themselves. How can you go back from that? Like, okay, funny story.
You can't.
That's funny story. My first year being married to my wife. Man, we are sleeping in the bed and she's having a nightmare, right? So she just started screaming in the middle of the night. Ah! So I hop out the bed trying to figure out what the hell's going on. She accused me of running. You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Oh, you was just gonna let me get killed."
Oh
like,
yeah,
I had to figure out what was going on, man.
You just started screaming out of my sleep. Hey man, what the world happened?
In the middle of the scream, she was like, "You was just gonna leave?" I'm like, "Man, I didn't leave. I got out the bed." You know
I was just at the door. I didn't leave out the door. I was just at the door. I only had one foot out the window, babe. I didn't have my whole body out the window, just one foot. Hey man, listen.
Like, hey man, I didn't know what the hell was going on, but she bring that up all the time. Like, yeah, you was just gonna let me die in the bed. Like, come on, man, how you going?
Hey, were y'all married yet?
Like that. That was our first year of marriage, like a couple months after we got married. That happened.
Yeah.
So
good thing y'all was in the honeymoon phase still. Y'all was in the honeymoon phase, kind of.
Well, I did not leave her. I was in position to attack or defend whatever was attacking her.
We know.
It's funny how she held that against me that I got out the bed. But you're right, man. A situation like that. I mean, can you respect if you heard about a situation where some home invaders came in and the husband survived because he hid in the closet, but the wife and the daughter got killed?
No,
or the kids got killed.
No way. There's no way. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's dudes talking crazy. I don't care what it is. If women expect men to lead and to protect them because they are the weaker sex, right? That's just what it is. You can get mad on your own if you want to out there in crazy world. That's your problem. But so they expect men to protect them. When you do not do that, her respect for you goes out of the window. Automatic. That relationship is doomed.
Never be the same.
That point on. No way, because you did not step forward to protect her in whatever mode it was. And let me say this, because we confuse a lot of things, or we don't mention a lot of things as men, right? As men, when we talk about protecting a woman, we typically talk about physically, right? That's typically what we talk about. But one thing we don't talk about enough as men when it comes to protecting a woman, our wife, whatever the case, is the mental and emotional protection that you have to have for your woman. Case in point, your mom is disrespectful to your lady or something like that, and you won't check it as a man. You won't check your mom respectfully, because it's your mom, about your woman or your wife and how she's responding or talking to or dealing with her. That is not your woman. Is not going to feel protected by you. Yeah, she's not going to feel protected by you. That's a way that you as a man can protect her mentally and emotionally. It's not always a physical protection. And as men, we don't focus enough on the other aspects of protection, whether it's spiritual, if that's what you into. Are you praying for your lady? Are you praying for your household, if that's what you into? And then the mental and emotional side of protection also. And also the financial part. Are you handling your business when it comes to work? Are you showing up on time when you go to work? Are you putting yourself in harm's way to get fired because you late every other day? That's not protection. That's iffy. You know what I'm saying? And it makes women feel uneasy when men aren't protecting them in other ways other than physical. So I just wanted to throw that out there too.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time. the I don't know the actual word for it, but a guy that you know you are safe around, that even when angry, he's not threatening you. He's not balling up his fists. He's not throwing stuff. He's able to handle his emotions or his anger or whatever he's dealing with in a respectable manner. Now that don't mean he may not yell or, you know what I'm saying, like, or whatever the case may be, but my wife knows I ain't never finna attack her or try to fight her or do nothing.
I'm sure she know by now. Y'all been married 72 years, Terry. She know.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the type of man that I am, the kind of the code that I live by, I can't respect you. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, a guy that ain't willing to put himself on the line for his family, bro. I can't respect you as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, that's the fundamental of it. That's way more important than how much money you spend on a monthly basis or how much, you know what I'm saying, what your salary is. Because a lot of those guys, just because you got a good salary don't mean you're a good man. It don't mean you have a value system or any of those type of things. Like, so I don't place as much weight on the materialistic stuff or stuff that can be done illegally. You know what I mean? Like, that's not nothing to brag about in my perspective, or at least from my perspective.
I agree.
Man, this was a real good conversation, man. Time really flew by. We're about to get up out of here, man. But before we go, I want to give another shout out to Brother Soul Productions for keeping us laced with our background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. As Demon, I appreciate you linking up so we can get this episode knocked out. Jay, man, we'll catch up with you next time. This has been another episode of the Hoe to Husband Podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.